Hello, and welcome back to DaPoddy. I am your host, Angela Aquera, and I want to clarify that DaPoddy is the podcast, not the bodily fluid that comes out the genitals. I just needed to make that crystal clear for everyone. I'm going to do this every week. I'm going to make sure that we get it in our brains that it's DaPoddy. You can interpret it however you want. This is a free world, but my intention is to have it be DaPoddy, as in the podcast, not a podcast about urine, because I bet there's a lot of people out there that have really amazing podcasts on urine, but that's just not what this is going to be. And I want to clarify that so I can weed out the people who are here for that. I'm not here to potty train. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to just have a podcast that's about a young woman living in a vehicle, trying to figure out what to do with her life and trying to figure out what to do with her days every day, because living in a vehicle without a job is a lot. It's really cool in the sense that living in this world where it's very easy to just get sucked into your phone and just go on TikTok rabbit holes, it's been really nice in the sense where I feel like I am more motivated to do things and get myself out into the world. It's hot out and I don't want to sit in my van, so maybe I should just go longboard and get sweaty outside instead of inside of a vehicle. Very big shifts in life. But it's a lot of work because I constantly feel like I need to think about what my next steps are. But it's just the differences between me living in a house and living in a van. And I chose this. I could have stayed in the house that I was at, but I chose to go back into my van because I didn't want to sign a lease because I'm scared of commitment. And yeah, so here I am living in my vehicle with slight upgrades in it. It's still like, I don't have like one of those cool vans that's like a full built out house. It's just like a bedroom more than it is a house. The only thing for me is like, I feel like because it's built like a bedroom and not a house, it's harder for me to cook because I'm just like, I can't wash my dishes. I was gonna get a sink. I'm actually probably gonna invest in just like a USB thing that goes on a 5-gallon jug and just put my tub underneath it and use that as a sink. That might help. But just not having things built in, like not having a kitchen built in and not having a sink built in, makes things a little bit more difficult. And those would probably be easy things to do. But I'm just a young little girl that just don't know what she's fucking doing. I fit the stereotype goddamn well. You know, people are right about me being a woman and not knowing shit about building. That's pretty fucking accurate. I did my best, and someday, hopefully, I'll be rich enough to pay someone else to build me a really cool van so I don't have to do all the fucking work, because this shit is a lot of goddamn work. It's a lot of work. Tasks you think will take, oh, I'll get this done in a day. Oh my god, it's gonna be 3 weeks, honey. Oh, this should be just like an hour. Oh, it's gonna be the whole goddamn day, and maybe even multiple days. Take whatever you think, however long something will take to do, and times it by like 5 million, because it's never right. But yeah, I did my goddamn best, and this is what we got. And I'm grateful for what I have, but I do feel a little bit homeless sometimes while having to go to the gas station to like wash my face and brush my teeth. I could do that in here realistically, but you know, I like running water. I'm a little princess. I'm a little diva living in a vehicle. You know, I'm a little too diva for the van life. I like to be clean. I don't love not having showers, so I always find a way to be clean. And I feel like most people who live in a van just have to surrender being clean. But that's just a non-negotiable for me. I'm a little bit more dirty than I normally am, in the sense that I don't shower as often, but I still don't let myself like get to a point where I stank, you know? It's like, oh, I'm a little bit gritty. I'm kind of a weird complex, a very strange one for a girl who lives in a van. And yeah, so basically my days are just filled with me trying to figure out what to do. And this is why I really liked having a job, and not having a job is just kind of like, eh. But we'll see how it goes when I start traveling, because I really like to drive. Yeah, so I'll just drive, hang with like whatever friends I have on the way, and try to figure out what to do. So it'll be a cooler sense of trying to figure out what to do with myself, rather than being in a town I've been in for the last like 6 months. It'll be a different town that I'm trying to figure out what to do in, so there's going to be more stuff to do. And I'll be a tourist, and I'll be more okay with being a tourist, because right now it's just like I've already seen Pearl Street and Boulder. I don't know what else there is here. I'm kidding. This is like a town with a lot of cool shit to do, but I've seen all the parks, and now it's just like, which one do I want to spend my time at today? But we're doing it. We're doing the damn thing, and we're doing this podcast. which I think is really going to help me occupy my time because I like sitting in coffee shops. So if I have something to edit, that'll be really nice for me to have because I love being in coffee shops, but it sucks when I have no reason to be there. But yeah, you will get to hear so much more of me, and you are so welcome. I've always really enjoyed making content. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but it's been something that I've really, really enjoyed, and I felt like I was really getting somewhere with it at one point in time, and then I just completely fell off the face of the earth and really worked on myself and became a completely different person inside. Realized I had some shit I really needed to address in here. Honey, it was dark. It had some cobwebs that I needed to wipe out. Like, I did not know all that shit was laying inside of this body, bro. Like, oof. So I went through like a lot of transformation, and like I'm living a completely different life now, kind of one where I always felt like I was worthy of, but I just wasn't like a match for the life that I felt like I was meant for quite a while. And now that I'm a match for it, I'm just like, fuck yeah. Like I went home back to Minnesota, and I realized how much of a cocky bitch I was living there. Because being out here has humbled me. I'm constantly around people better than me. And when I went back to my hometown, I was like, dude, I'm the fucking shit. I'm the fucking shit. I felt that way when I graduated high school. I was like, I'm this woman. I'm that woman. I'm going to be doing all this cool shit. And guess what? I fucking did it. There's some areas of my life where I have not reached goals that I really, really thought I would have. But, you know, certain things like that, you need to show up to be able to yield some results. That part, oops. But just in general, just like my life and the friends that I've made, I realized in a different way, I really did know that I was worthy of more than that small town that I grew up in. And just being back, I was just kind of like, oh my God, your queen has arrived. But also humble enough to know no one give a shit that I'm back. No one knows who the fuck I am. They do, but they don't. They like, that's that crazy girl on the internet. She's kind of weird and she's into some weird shit. And that's about it for them. But for me, I'm just like in my fantasy land, like, oh my God, you guys are so blessed that I am back walking on these streets. Like, you'd be nothing without me. Ugh. And it feels kind of good to go back, having have left and built a really fucking awesome life for myself, despite all the things that were thrown at me when I was deciding to do things outside of the box. Because there's a lot of people who thought what I was doing was really cool. There's a lot of people in my close circle that thought that. But there was a lot of people on the outside that didn't understand why I was making the decisions I made and thought I was kind of insane. And there's a lot of people there that still think I'm insane. And that's okay, because maybe I am. Maybe I am a fucking lunatic. So that was an interesting experience to go home, and I feel like that really invigorated me because I used to just like show up all the time online when I was living at home because that was my only outlet to really express myself. And now I have all these outlets in my real life where I can express myself, like whether that's on the dance floor or whatever we're doing with me and my friend group. And so it was really cool to go back home and just be inspired and yeah, being ready to come back online because I just think the internet is so cool and how it would be really cool to like take advantage of this opportunity to just share my experiences and bring that to people who for some reason want to listen to it. And it was also nice for me to go back and realize what I wanted to be doing because I started just watching a bunch of like funny videos and things that weren't like conscious and about spirituality and whatever, because to some degree I feel like I was never letting myself be human. I was like, oh, I'm more so wasting my time if I'm watching these silly little videos instead of grinding and figuring out different perspectives of life and whatever. And I realized that I just want to be a silly goose, and I trust that instead of telling people directly what to do, maybe it'll slip out in conversation here and there, but not be super intense. I will just be the embodiment of someone who's done a lot of work on themselves and just be that and not try to tell people how to get to where I'm at because everybody's path looks so fucking different. And I wish for my energy just to be an invitation for other people to spark whatever they need to inside of themselves to get better or to feel more full or to love life a little bit more. Like, I don't want to push what I've done onto other people because my path is my path, and the practices that I've done that have really worked for me have worked for me, okay? And there's some people who would do them and be like, meh, this is okay. And there's some things that I've done that have been like, holy shit, this is the craziest thing ever. It's so fucking cool. It blew my fucking mind. It changed my fucking life. And then someone else can be like, it was all right. You know? So it's just like, I don't really feel the need to be someone who's just telling other people what to do, who's telling other people how to think. I will be here to offer different perspectives, but mine are ever changing. So it's hard for me to want to give advice if I'm a type of person who constantly changes their mind and viewpoint of the world. It's been very interesting to like watch my path unfold, where there's been points of time in my journey where some things have really resonated with me, and it's what I needed to hear at that point in my life. But then a couple years later, it's not what I need. It is the complete opposite, and I need to step into the opposite of whatever I stepped into. And the advice that I need to hear is the complete opposite of what I heard 2 years ago. There's so many different points that people can be on in life, or different points in their path that people can be on in life. And yeah, it's just, people need to hear different things at different points in time. And I just want to be over here in my corner and be a silly goose. And just not take everything so seriously, because I'm getting kind of tired of everything being taken so fucking Anyways, I'm getting so tired of things being taken so seriously. Like, yes, there's like a lot of shit going on in this world, and we need to work to like change people's minds so they can find love and not be so evil. But there's just so many different ways to go about that, and it's not my role in life to be a serious goose. It's just not. So I just want to offer like a little escape that brings you joy, that doesn't deplete your energy, and that's all I want to be. So no one needed to hear that, but you got told it. So what you gonna do? Get fucked. So yeah, this is me rambling. It's kind of a pointless little guy, little tiny little potty, but yeah, it's getting dark out, and for the people who are watching, I'm gonna give you the courtesy of not having to watch me while it's dark out with shitty lighting, because I think you're worthy of more than that. I think you're worthy of someone who cares to give you a little bit more lighting. And believe me, I fucking tried. This ring light that you are being held on right now, it is not doing its job at all. It's almost dead, and I feel like it only gives me 5 minutes of content, if that. So I should probably just get a new one. They're pretty cheap, but I'm not going to. So that's that. But yeah, thank you for watching or listening, whatever you're doing over there. I think you're pretty cool. And it'd be awesome if you subscribed or did whatever people do for podcasts. Help a girl out. And yeah, I love connecting with you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.